Ladies and gentlemen, what up? Welcome back to YouTube. It's been a while, so it's time to get back into reviewing the funniest, silliest Reddit threads we could find on the internet, aka best of Redditor updates. Let's get right into it with our first story. Original OP's workplace put in a strange work from home policy. I am not the OP. Original post by Stunt Penis on r/sysadmin. What asinine work at home policy has your employer come up with? Today, mine came up with the brilliant idea: if you're not at the location where your paycheck is addressed, you're AWOL because you're not home. Gonna suck ass for those single folks who periodically spend time over their significant other's place, or for couples that have more than one home. I'm not really sure how they plan to enforce this unless they're going to send the work from home police over to check your house to see if you're actually there when you're logged in. And then we had a big update. You can't make this shit up. Today I found out why this policy was enacted. A few weeks ago, in a meeting with HR, the HR rep made a comment about the policy being enacted because people weren't working from their houses, but were taking vacations, unapproved, and working while on vacation. Digging around a little with my friends high up in central IT admin, it seems a senior administration official who never uses a computer was participating in a Zoom meeting. In the Zoom meeting, one of the participants was apparently at the beach participating in the meeting remotely. Except she wasn't. She had her Zoom background set to the tropic theme with the palm trees and ocean in the background. The moron thought she was participating remotely from Aruba or some shit. He wanted to bring her into HR and disciplinary charges, but didn't know her name because Zoom has pretty pictures of you and he didn't get her name. Or maybe she had edited her setup to show her first name, who knows? When someone finally realized what happened and brought it to his attention, senior IT people got involved, which is how I ended up finding out about it. They explained the Zoom background to him. Rather than admitting his mistake, he doubles down with how the policy is necessary and becomes even more vested in making it a reality, rather than admitting his own mistake and looking like a complete moron. No, I'm not shitting you. This is not urban legend territory. I'd laugh if it weren't so stupid. That's so funny. Do you guys remember the beginning of COVID when everyone had like funny Zooms? And do you remember, I don't know, 2 days into that when it wasn't funny anymore? It's hard to believe that someone high up in a company wouldn't believe that like there was just a background thing going on and they thought they were at the beach. Also, did this person think that employee just had extreme Chad energy? I couldn't imagine like answering a Zoom call with my boss and laying on the beach and being like, "What up, bitch? I'm out here in Cabo getting lit." Or even better, could you imagine if the person really was in Aruba? It's like the plot to a movie. This person was lying. They took a vacation and they had been busted by this old administrator, but no one likes him, so they're gaslighting him and making him think he's crazy about her doing that, but he knows what he saw. There's no way the AI was this good. There's no way we could see all those grains of sand on the beach. Best COVID Zoom interaction? Oh, yeah. This is when the person's kid walked in.
All the time. The question is, how do democracies respond to those scandals?
And what will it mean for...
That kid's such a fucking Chad.
Shifting...
And then there's a second one goes, "Hey, what the hell's happening in here?"
Hands in the region, do you think relations with the North may change?
The other baby, yeah. She just runs in. She was just trying to go to the bathroom, man.
What's this going to mean for the region?
Just gets dragged out.
North Korea.
It's like it feels like a bit. She's like hiding on the floor, reaches and grabs the door. God, that's so funny.
Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video
When he hears that and he looks down, God, it's so funny.
setting.
Prepared to go forward with it.
I'm prepared to go forward with it is such a fucking big dick move.
You're lying about I'm not a cat.
This guy, big idiot. Everyone use funny Zoom backgrounds. Turn on the snap camera. Moving on to the next one. Am I the cloaca for eating the coffee table? Short. Mood spoiler. Sad for table, happy for Rufus. Hello, I am Rufus. Hello, I am Rufus. I'm a golden retriever. I'm 4 months old. I have teeth and maybe soon more teeth. I have many toys. I also have a table with wood legs. I chew on toys. I chew on ice cubes. I chew on sticks. I chew on table. It's like Super Stick Toy. But I get told Rufus no. Instead, I get other toys. And they are not Super Stick Toy like table. Once I get Carrot. Carrot is even better than Super Stick Toy. But Carrot disappeared. So I must chew on Super Stick Toy. I say I must chew on Super Stick Toy until it disappears. But I get told, Rufus, no. Am I cloaca? What is cloaca? This is the worst thing I've ever done. I hated it, and I'm not going to spend a single second more talking about it. If you make this kind of post, you have too much time on your hands. And I'm usually a pretty free-spirited kind of guy. I hate this. On to the next one. Someone filled the office freezer with 30 plus cuts of meat. I work in an office with some big personalities. What does that mean? What does this have to do with meat? What are you talking about? People prone to behave in slightly odd ways. I'm the office admin, so it's up to me to clean up after people and manage shared spaces. Someone has now filled the freezer in the break room with cuts of meat, and now I'm both annoyed and a bit baffled. Literally like 30 odd individually wrapped cuts of meat. It's taken up the whole freezer. If anyone else wanted to put anything in the freezer today, well, they wouldn't be able to. Who's bringing stuff in the freezer? There is no work event coming up that these could be for, and there's no oven or barbecue at the office that you could use to cook these. So I believe they're for personal use and are simply being stored here. I don't know exactly who did this or what exactly their plan is, but I'm wondering what the best way for me to react to this is. I'm hoping they'll be gone on Monday, but if they're not, should I take a deep breath and hold my tongue until it's gone? Go to my manager? I mean, let's just be serious for a second. Yeah, the answer is just to fucking go into the middle of the office and be like, hey, quick announcement. There's a bunch of meat in the freezer to fill it up. The freezer's only for, lunches here. If it's your meat, make sure you take it home. That's it. That's literally all you have to do. This doesn't have to be a best of Redditor update. But if I know anything about big personalities, I know something's going to get zany in this office. Who's the Jim here? You know what I mean? This was a formative day in their life. I wrote in January about the day I went into work and found the freezer in the kitchen completely full of meat and wasn't sure how to handle the situation. Some commenters guessed that it was a meat share between a few employees, and they were correct. A meat share. It was obviously a meat share, you fucking imbecile. You never had a meat share? One of the handful of employees involved was very high up in the organization. So once I figured out who was responsible, I decided to tread lightly and just asked that they try to gradually bring it all home and have it out of the freezer within a month or two. Meat share is what I called prom. This was what my manager recommended I do, since the people involved were all big personalities. I don't understand why they keep calling them big personalities. Like, do you think this person works at the WWE and, like, Rey Mysterio was in a meat share with Vince McMahon? Well, the employees made no effort to empty the freezer, and by the beginning of March, it was still completely full of meat. That's when our HR director, Craig, found out about the meat through a complaint from another employee. I hadn't thought to mention it to him because I thought I had it under control. Oops. And reached out to the ringleader, Jack, asking him to please finally take his groceries home. Unfortunately, this also happened on the same day that I independently decided to follow up with Jack about please getting the meat out of there, and Jack took this as a coordinated attack. Jack sent Craig an angry, scolding email about how Craig was totally out of line, trampling on his rights, these colors don't run, baby, and that it was extremely low and unprofessional of Craig to send his admin lackey after him. It was a very strange response, and Craig actually asked me to confirm that I also thought this was weird, because the strength and self-righteousness of Jack's email, well, it threw him off. Craig told me he would handle Meatgate going forward and to forget about it. As much as I do think that Jack was out of line, his behavior and sense of entitlement actually fits in pretty well with our workplace culture, and there wasn't any consequence for his outburst. Eventually, the meat left the freezer, and a week or two later, we switched to remote work because of COVID. 3 weeks into working from home, Craig let us know that he had found a new plush job and that he was leaving the organization. I hope he's well and working with more normal people these days. Man, it's really hard. Chat, you're watching this YouTube video right now. I want you to know this. And we just came off the back, and you're going to want to see this video. We're coming off the back of a story of a man fucking his dad. And I'm sitting here trying to get up in arms about a freezer full of meat? Who cares? It's just a freezer full of meat, man. It's just some meat. This is not that weird a story. And so I'll leave you here with your freezer full of meat. And me, I'll take the dad fucking.